Hello, I am Hal. I've got, look, that is nice, isn't it? A bit of Sheffield United Way merch on and a collection of shirts as well as this. Yes, I've got wood. We are going to preview an enormous game. I said the previous game was the biggest game of the season. I think we can all agree. It now falls to the away match at Sunderland. This is your match preview. And in today's preview, Sunderland and Sheffield United team news ahead of Wednesday's 8 p.m. kickoff at the Stadium of Light. We'll look at the last time out, a very memorable match away from home for United. Who's going to be the hero this time around? Player connections, and wait until the end for a score prediction. But a question I'm going to ask you now, and please share your thoughts in the comments. How much, if anything at all, has the off-field shenanigans, let's call it that, impacted the on-field shenanigans as well, you could say, with the recent result? So we're talking here about what's happened off the field. Has it impacted anything on the field? So transfer embargo, the takeover rumours, training, kind of the lack of, we had for a while undersoil heating, we had a real flare-up of injuries, the repetitive nature of the questions fired at Paul Heckingbottom in his press conference, and no senior member of the club above him seemingly available to answer these questions. So your thoughts on any of that, please do pop it in the comments whenever you are watching this video. I'm not going to talk too much about the previous game. We often at the start of these go back over the previous match, but Luton was a horror show. Lackluster, really, really poor display, and I was really disappointed watching that one. So I don't want to talk about it. I just want to say we've got to put it right. And one thing I will say, if Sheffield United do put it right against Sunderland, who, according to the Championship table and a lot of the stats, are an average team, then things will look a lot rosier. I'm recording this and doing this live, if you're watching right now, before we know what's happened with Middlesbrough. Massive game for them. But we'll know that, and therefore we'll know what Sheffield United have to do. Regardless, really, Sheffield United have to win. If we beat Sunderland, we're going into a massive FA Cup game on the crest of a wave, and suddenly things will seem a lot better. I know, really, if you don't win your home game, you then kind of have to win your away game, and you're kind of then where you should be. You're not above the 8 ball, you are where you should be. So if we win this one, I still think we'll be 3 points down where we should be over these two games. But I'm also not taking anything for granted, because as I'll get to a little bit later on, Sunderland have a lot to be positive about going into this one. We'll also get some Sunderland fans' opinions as well. But I did mention last time out was, well, a hero. Who was that hero? Clayton Donaldson. Is there going to be a Clayton Donaldson this time around? It is quite a long time ago that we go back with this one. Great purple away kit, 9th of September 2017, a 2-1 away win for the Blades. Clayton Donaldson scoring twice on his Sheffield United debut. Donaldson beat goalkeeper Rutter at the near post to open the scoring midway through the first half. And the former Birmingham and York striker doubled his tally on 77 minutes, firing in the top corner from David Brooks through ball on the counter-attack. Great to see Brooks back involved in a matchday squad as well. Jack Rodwell then scored a consolation from a quick free kick is what I was trying to say, but it can't happen there. 94th minute. And Jack Rodwell would end up signing for Sheffield United, and probably fairly forgettable transfer. I'm glad that some of you, by the way, are agreeing with what I was saying so far. And yeah, James, you're absolutely right. Every single game, one of the biggest. It shouldn't impact. I'm talking about the off the field here, so Justin's already had a thought on this. It shouldn't impact, but I think it has. A lot of negative press around the club at the minute, and there shouldn't be when fighting for promotion. I think it's a really good point, Justin. We as fans are talking about it, so I can't imagine. I don't know for a fact, but I'd imagine the players are as well. It's bound to affect. I don't know what's happening with this takeover, but we need a resolution one way or the other. I'd love them to say, look, it's gone on a bit longer than we wanted, so it's not going to not happen, or it might, but we don't know. We're going to leave it now till the end of the season. We're just going to concentrate. We're going to stick with where we are, and at the end of the season, we'll have a resolution, because we don't want it to impact matters on the pitch. Yet we need to click soon and give someone a battering. We do. We've been saying that for a while, actually, about giving a team a battering, and then we went through this dip in form. EFL has caused all these issues with the takeover malarkey. Due diligence, yes. Taking months to do it, no. Surely there's more than one bloke in the EFL office checking Dozy out. If we don't go off, EFL to blame. I tell you what, Danny, it's a really interesting take. Alan says, if we are to go up, most players won't get a kick in the Prem. A separate discussion, and one that we will have another day. I'm not sure I technically, though, agree with all of that. I think Anel Ahmedhodzic and Iliman Ndiaye, definitely two players that can cut it in the Prem. Luke, no new players. I've had a knock on. We need to get to winning ways back in the 6-pointer tomorrow. Yeah, losing Kadra, not able to replace him. We needed new players, fresh blood. I was thinking at the time we needed a new striker in. Now we've got Daniel Jebison. He's not getting a look in, so would another striker have got a look in? Your title will stand strong for the rest of the season. Must-win game. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Title of this video. Drop Norwood and Flex, says Chris. Yeah, for who? Who comes in, Chris? Let me know in your comments. I would be interested to know that, because we'll get to some team news. And Hecky has said, usual knocks that you get game after game. Everyone was on the grass today, back on the grass. Everyone's as determined as each other to put that result and performance right. Everyone was chomping at the bit. Well, not everyone, because Hecky would go on to say Andre Brooks has been walking around in a boot at the moment. All these players wearing these big boots. What's going on? It happened when he trained. Of course it did. So we'll see how he is. Andre Brooks then possibly not going to be involved. You could see him in midfield like we did against Tottenham. Could he play left wing back? Perhaps. I think it's such a shame for Ben Osborne when he was really breathing down Max Lowe's neck, pushing at that left wing back position, that he would then pick up a hammy in training, because of course he did. And Ender Stevens, I think it's worth saying, Ender Stevens, when Ender Stevens was Ender Stevens, was possibly the best left wing back Sheffield United have ever had. And yes, I know we've had some pretty good ones, but I think it's worth remembering that, because recency bias, you do sometimes forget just how good Ender was. Let's have a look at what Nick's preferred team is. This is what Nick would like to see going away to the Stadium of Light. Where's in goal? Ahmedhodzic, Egan, who did come through the Sunderland Youth Academy, Jack Robinson, Baldock, the Greek right wing back, had his birthday recently. Max Lowe, not in his best form. Oliver Norwood and Doyle. Yes, Nick, Doyle back in the side. Can't quite understand what's been happening with Doyle being dropped, because he had that man of the match performance against Spurs, and you think he'd just kick on from there. The momentum has been taken away. Sander and McAtee supporting, and this is a little bit controversial, Iliman Ndiaye is a lone striker. I think Iliman Ndiaye is a 10, personally. I think he's better behind a striker. Nick's thinking, I guess, that McBurney is looking tired. Let me know what you think. Looking at that, do you agree with Nick? Would that actually work? And that is brought to you by Indigo Resurrection Bar. If you are going to the next home game, check them out. It's where the Devonshire Cat was, which I've frequented many times, and I'll be going there when I get back soon. Now, I want to just read another comment. This is interesting from Hecky, what he said in his presser. The last time we played Sunderland, we had John Egan playing a diag, he means a diagonal, from middle centre-back to Reece Norrington-Davis, getting in behind their defence. Reece was our left centre-back. That's what we want. That's the intent we're talking about. Having watched the Luton game back, that was a million miles away from how we want to play. So there was a real clarity in that. We made a lot of unforced errors, but I've not focused a thing on that, because we need players to take the ball, to make errors. If you're not making errors, you're being safer. We need to make sure we take the ball, drive, run, play forward, commit bodies into the box. Then we've got bodies high to win the ball back. If we do that and get beaten, it's on me. We expected to perform much better than we did on Saturday, and this is not just players, it's everyone. My preparation, the staffs, we need to be better, because it might happen again. I'll be honest with you, I think that's all true. I think that is accurate. I think he's spot on. It's not quite the rousing, I'll go over the top of the trench for you kind of speech that would get me, like Warnock used to do. I mean, I'm not saying I want a Warnock at all. Warnock retired, as we all know, after Palace, and we never heard from him again. But Warnock did have a way of speaking that used to, I think, inspire. I think that it really is Warnock's skill. I think that is his trick, because I don't think signing players is his strongest suit. Wilder as well had a way with words that would really get you up. And I think that was something like the extra percentage that would just maybe make up for some of the, particularly with Warnock, the lack of tactical nous. I think Hecky is a far better tactician. I don't know how he is in the dressing room and how good he is at just getting that extra bit, that extra mile out of a player, giving that extra bit of blood, sweat and tears. I don't know. That for me, that's, didn't do it for me. But then again, like I said, I do agree with everything he said. And maybe he says it very, very differently and still gets that message across in the dressing room. I don't know. I would love to see it. I'd love like a, Sunderland till I die, but, Blades till I die on United. That would be absolutely fascinating. I'm just so excited thinking about the prospect of that. By the way, if you want to donate and help support the channel, you can do. You can click join. You can become a member. I'm just going to say thank you to all our members. I'm going to put your names along the bottom. You can also donate as you're watching. It really doesn't go to me. Promise, literally not one penny. It goes to running costs, and if we're lucky at the end of the year, we break even. One can dream. Yeah, absolutely. Borough are playing tonight, and it is a massive game. Play Doyle, Sander, Illiman in midfield. I don't hate it at all, Chris. I don't hate it at all. I did ask you for your selections, and you have not disappointed me. Baldock, McAtee, and Doyle to start. Boglefleck. I'm not having that McDonkey nonsense. Not at all. I think we should try and back our players as much as we possibly can. Nice shirt. Is that your bed? This is not my bedroom. And believe me, if my wife would let me keep these up all the time, I would. No, this is actually our living room, and I take these down as soon as we finished with the stream. Thank you very much, Gabe. So Gabe has supported us with 99 cents, as Macklemore might have said. Let's look at the opposition 11. We don't expect many changes from Sunderland. Their team almost picks itself at this point for the last few weeks. Ahmed Diallo, Alex Pritchard out injured. It's unlikely they'll be ready. Anthony Patterson, as you've probably seen on the picture for this stream, he's in net through their academy. I like him. Good keeper from North Shields. Only had one loan spell. That was in Notts County. I think he's going to be a superstar. Trey Hume has been a revelation at right back. He'll definitely start. Dan Ballard, a former link with Sheffield United. We were trying to sign him at one point. Danny Bath, who played for the Blades, of course, before on loan. They don't actually have a fit left back at the moment. I think it's Sirkin out due to concussion protocol. That previous match scoring against Millwall. You've got Elise recently ruled out for the season. The Swiss Army knife in Luke O'Neill played there against Norwich. I think he'll keep his place. Midfield two of Neil and Mitchell, both tidy little footballers. Patrick Roberts on the right, really dangerous player. Jack Clark on the left, really dangerous. I think wonderful players who I would expect to cause problems for our back line. Expect two fairly wide forwards, Gelhardt and Bah, worked well against Norwich in that game. So I think, same tactic will be used again. So look out. I think Sunderland have got a lot of quality, and I'm not for 1 second saying this is a gimme or an easy game. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Di needs to start looking up and passing. Ben, he hasn't been 100% himself recently. He's been running into blind alleys since the World Cup. We also need a proper plan B. Now, I really agree with that. Our record when going behind is poor. I think it's the Watford game where we sort of saw a bit of a plan B, but really nothing else. And I just hope Stoke do us a favour. Absolutely. We're all Potters tonight. So some of my comments, Warnock and Wilder were able to get a reaction from players, but Hecky seems to be the kind of lad to send the players a message in a group chat. I mean, I can't possibly know, but I think we'd love to see what Hecky's like with the group. And I would imagine he's brilliant with them, and I think they really respect him. And I think he is a top manager, and he will do wonders for the Blades. And I'm still very confident that we're going to get automatics. I feel sometimes like I'm on an island, and no man is an island, except Barry Island and the Isle of Man. But sometimes I feel like I'm the only Blade that really still believes that we are going to finish second. And I think we win against Sunderland. And I think things do look a lot better, a lot brighter. Let's have a look at the opposition view created by Roy's View From. Go to roysviewfrom.com for Andrew, who collates these. He's a sickly child. He's ill again. He's just recovered from COVID. He's got the flu now. So here's some comments from Sunderland fans. Watched them the other week at their ground. Their two strikers are decent enough. One wins a lot of the ball and works the line. The other good at running with the ball. Also strong at the back. Egan, frustratingly, is decent. Midfield is their weakness, I'd say. Berger is huge and has the ability, but the players around him, not so good. Not sure I 100% agree with that. Sheffield United are still a very good team, maybe not playing well at the moment. And guess what? When you're not playing well, who's the one team you want to face and get back to winning ways? Good old Sunderland doing us Sunderland. Sounds like some of their fans are as negative as some of ours. In the form guide, away, last four, the Blades are 12th in the table. The trouble is, the home form guide, last four, Sunderland, 13th. Some comments there from Sunderland fans, if you are just joining us. We were the better team at their place till Neil was sent off. We battered them last 20 minutes and all with 10 men. Do you know what? They kind of did, didn't they? They kind of did. They played really, really well in that match. And on another day, Sunderland could definitely have got something out of that game. It was back and forth, a bit of a tussle out the lane. Will it be similar? I fear so. I think it's going to be a really difficult game. We need a strong referee. We've got Matthew Donoghue from Greater Manchester, the referee for Sunderland against Sheffield United. This will be the 5th time that he has taken charge of a Blades game this season. That is a lot. He's refereed 28 games this season, giving 98 yellows. That's on the low side. 2 reds. That's on the low side. 3 penalties. That's on the low side. But one of those was against us, although it was missed. My score prediction, say what you like. Say I'm crazy. I do think we change it. I do think Hecky's going to have had a right go at them. I think training will have been really, really good. I think we're actually going to win this 2-0. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Give me your score predictions for Sunderland against Sheffield United. Our score prediction is brought to you by NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/TSUW. That stands for the Sheffield United Way. And you can get protection. You can surf online. You can travel abroad and still watch the things you love. So use that link, TSUW. Gets you 2 years of NordVPN and a hefty discount. It was like 78% the other day, plus a free gift. I know. Well worth checking out. Thanks very much to NordVPN for keeping the lights on at Sheffield United Way Towers. Also, Sunderland fan Ali, who's contacted us, believes it will be a Desmond. He thinks it will be 2-2 for this game. What are your score predictions? Let me know. I want to see some positivity. I want to see some other people that are feeling the same way as me. Well, at least one is. I will take that. Let's look at player connections. I also want you to pop these in the comments below. Players that have played for both Sheffield United and Sunderland. I can think of a few off the top of my head. You've got Andy Gray, the striker. Martin Smith, the striker. The Rokerite Pele. I thought Martin Smith was a fantastic striker for the Blades. I can't believe he left us for Huddersfield. If I ever get a chance to speak to him, we're going to have words about that. Paul Thirlwell, I went to school with his cousin Kate Thirlwell. And I already mentioned him, Jack Rodwell. Let me know other players that I have forgotten in the comments. Always appreciate reading those and always interested in your thoughts, Blades. Thank you very much for watching. I really, really hope we are talking with that match reaction after the game that Nick will be doing about a fantastic Blades win where, like I say, everything suddenly looks different.